Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're finally back on our 77 Pro Touring Trans Am. So if you watched our video that we put out here just a couple of weeks ago on Project Overkill, our 71C10 that we're building, you might have heard me say this. All of our videos on our Pro Touring Trans Am project that we've got going, it's going to be painted this week, by the way. So, as you might have guessed, things didn't quite go as planned. So let me get the camera turned around here and I'll show you where we are and kind of what went wrong. So, as you can see here, we're in the paint shop here and we've got all of our parts and pieces laid out and they are ready for paint. But we had a little mishap with a product that it's the first time we've ever used. We was trying something a little different, and let's just say it didn't quite pan out the way we was expecting. So to fix the problem, we had to completely sand off that layer of material. We did that with a DA and 320 grit sandpaper. Then we come back in, we block sand down the primer that was already there. And then we covered it a couple of days ago with another round of high build 2K primer to lock down any kind of trouble areas that we might have going forward. So we then come back in, we let that cure out, and then we block sanded it one more time with 320, and we've run over most everything. We still have a couple of things to do here with a 500 grit. So now we're in the process of cleaning everything back up. We've had to clean the booth, we've cleaned our shop, we've got to wipe down the car, and then now we're able to ready to where we can start retaping everything and getting all of our final prep work done so we can get this car hopefully painted one more time. So as you can see here, we've already started retaping all of our parts and pieces that needs to be taped up. And so we're going to continue doing that today. We're going to get all of our final prep and everything done. So hopefully we'll be ready for paint first thing tomorrow morning. So it's the next day here in the shop, and today is finally, after over a year of working on this car, today is paint day. So we've got the car all masked up here, and it's ready to start spraying our base coat. And we've actually went ahead in the other side of the shop here. We've already got some parts that we've already started spraying, so I'll show you those here in just a minute. We're going to start wiping this thing down here with a tack rag and go ahead and get this part of the car caught up with the rest of the parts that we've got painted. So let me go show you those. Man, oh man, it's good to see some black on all these parts. So what we have here, we have 2 coats of base coat laid down on all of our parts, so we're not done here. We're giving these time to really flash off, and we're going to go back in, go over everything with basically a magnifying glass, so to speak, and just really inspect all of our parts, make sure that there's zero trash in them anywhere. We'll go back in, we'll spray probably at least 2 more coats of paint on them to make sure that they're covered really well. So we're gonna go ahead, like I said, go back over to the other side of the shop, get the main part of the car kind of caught up to this stage, give these parts just a few more minutes here to kind of flash off, and then we'll go back in and really inspect everything. So far though, everything's looking pretty good. A little bit of just, you know, small surface trash here that'll, you know, come off with a tack rag, but not seeing anything major, no major imperfections here so far. So that's a good thing. So it's now Monday morning. We painted the car Friday afternoon. We let it set over the weekend. And so let me just kind of walk around you. I'll show you what that looks like, and we'll talk about our next steps. So again, as we walk around it, you're going to see some surface dust that's just kind of settled down on it over the weekend from it setting. But as you can see, everything turned out really, really slick. The paint job does have a little minor trash in it. That's not a concern, as I'll talk about that in here in just a moment. So we've got the main body of the car here on this side of the shop, and then on the other side we have everything else. So again, as you can see, everything here is painted and clear. Now we did 3 coats of 2021 clear on all of our parts here. We got our mirrors, our taillight bezels are down here, and our fenders, which look really, really good. We're really pleased with how everything looks. But let me talk about our next steps. So as you can see here, we've got our hood. Now I've already went in and started doing our wet sand in here. Now what I'm doing, this car is going to get a flow coat. We have some artwork that we've got to do on the hood. All of our, what normally would be decals, so our hood bird, birds on the little cell panels, and some other odd and end things are all going to be painted on. So we're sanding this down with 600 grit and trying to get the clear just as flat as possible. As you can see, we've got a little bit more sanding to do in little spots like right in here. You can still see a little bit of shiny there that we've got to do a little more block sanding on. But our goal is to get it to look completely flat and smooth, just like this here. So at 600 grit, we'll go back in and do all of our artwork on top of that, and then we'll do 3 more rounds of clear coat on top of that. Then we'll start our cutting and buffing process. So the parts that are not getting any artwork on, like our doors, deck lids, fenders, things like that, we'll kind of do the same process. We'll just take it down to 600. What we're going to do today, because it's just been over the weekend, we're going to open it up with the 600 and let it set for a couple of days. And maybe by the end of the week, we'll just kind of look and see what our temperatures are doing. We might be able to start our paint artwork either by the end of the week or the first part of next week, hopefully. So what that'll do, that'll still give that clear time to kind of breathe and cure out as we're doing our artwork. We'll leave everything open until we get ready to do our final clear coats. So the artwork will take a couple of days or maybe longer. We'll just kind of see how that goes. But that's kind of our plans. So if you thought we were done, buddy, we're just getting started. You've still got another process to go. But we're going to kind of finish this one up here. When we come back, it'll be a part 2 of this video. We come back in, we'll have everything sanded. We'll be starting our artwork. And then we'll get our final coats of clear on this thing to where we can start our reassembly process. Thanks again, everyone, for watching and hanging out. This has been a very, very long process here, and we're just getting started. Still got a long ways to go on this particular car. Appreciate you watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Maybe you've learned something. Any questions, leave it down in the comments down below. We'll be glad to get back to you just as quick as we can. See you next time.